Beardo Benjo.
Hello there everyone and welcome to another episode of Will It VR. Now today is my day off, I'm very excited, and I've had loads of great suggestions from people on Twitter and on YouTube around games to try in VR, so I'm going to be recording a ton today. They won't all come out today video wise, but they'll be coming out over the next few weeks. I want to make sure that I've got at least one Will It VR video each week. That's my goal, that's the challenge I'm setting for myself. I know what I'm like, I'll record them all, edit them all, and just release them all because that's just me, I'm very impatient, but I'm going to try and keep a nice steady stream of Will It VR content coming over the next year. One video a week is my aim, at least, amongst my other stuff, my horror stuff, my reaction stuff, my film stuff, all the other stuff. But Will It VR is a staple and it's something I want to have in the middle of my content going forward, and I really do want to try and get out a video at least once a week. That looks like I'm saying twice, once a week. Now today I'm going to be taking a look at a game in VR that I'm not sure if it's going to run very well. You can already see what it is. It's Control, one of my favourite games of last year. A real sleeper hit that I don't think enough people played. Genuinely incredible. But I'm a big fan of Remedy, big fan of Alan Wake. And I won't go into spoiler territory too much with this video, but Control in a big way ties into Alan Wake, and it looks like it's going to coming up in the future as well with some DLC they're releasing. So Control was a huge favourite of mine last year, and I want to see if it runs well in VR. Now I have my reservations about this working well purely because this game pushed my PC quite hard. When I tried to record some videos for Control, all of the videos came back badly encoded. It was really jumpy and laggy, so I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a go and just see quickly really if it's playable in VR. I've completed the game, so I'm jumping in post-game. I'll try and find some enemies to fight and just try and get into some crazy gunfights. The combat was exceptionally versatile, and I think it'll be really great in VR just to kind of see the environments kind of exploding around you, because everything breaks, everything explodes, everything kind of breaks into little pieces and starts flying around the room. So if it works in VR, I think it'll be a great experience, but that's a big if, because this game did push my PC before, and now running Vorpx and OBS and the game, it could be touch and go. So let's go, let's check it out, let's play some Control. One of my favourite games of last year, honestly. Check it out if you haven't, and see if it will VR. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so let's just dive in with the basic facts. There is already a Vorpx profile for this game. There's actually a few. Some people have tweaked their own. I've downloaded the most popular one. I cannot remember who made it, I'm sorry, but I've downloaded that and I've jumped in with that. I haven't tweaked it myself. In the menu, the Vorpx menu, there's a very limited amount of options. It's not hugely optimized. It does have Z adaptive and Z normal 3D reconstruction, but it doesn't have geometry. The Z adaptive, I'm not seeing anything here on the menu. It just looks normal. I'm not getting any sense of kind of scale or depth. That's a little bit of a shame, but we'll see what the game looks like. And then in terms of other bits and bobs, there's no HUD scale changing. It looks like it will run fine with a controller. Yeah, there's not a huge amount. Normal stuff, head tracking sensitivity, 3D reconstruction, but only Z adaptive and normal, and just all your other basic options. So nothing too wacky. Okay, so as I was saying before, I'm sorry if it is a little bit laggy, the footage. I did struggle to record this game when I played it originally. It was very taxing on my PC, and having this OBS and Vorpx running at the same time could be an absolute disaster. Alright, so I'm in now. Here we are. There's Jessie. I've got her in a end of the game business attire. One of the coolest outfits, I think, that she can unlock in the game. I think I unlocked all the outfits. I'm not 100% sure. And this is Control in VR. Now, I've got head tracking. As you can see, my head tracking, a little bit like it did with Resident Evil 4, just allows me to move the camera around. I'm never going to be able to move independent from Jessie. She's always going to be in the center of the screen, purely because that's how the game was made. So if I turn around, she's just going to be in the center, rotating around. But it's cool to have the head tracking regardless. It's very, very nice. It runs okay so far. The 3D is, I'll be nice, the 3D's minimal. You can tell that it has depth, you can tell that it has scale, but it isn't a geometry reconstruction. It's just Z adaptive, Z normal. So it looks nice, but it doesn't look exceptionally immersive. I'm not getting the same experience I got with Resi 4, which to date is probably my favourite third-person Vorpx experience. It was the smoothest, it looked the best in 3D, and it ran really well as well. Now this seems to be running really well. I'm not getting any kind of stutter on my half, on my side, sorry, and it's, yeah. In terms of actual playability, it seems pretty good. I can't remember how to do the ground slam. No, can't remember. I haven't played it in ages. I played it when it came out, and I haven't come back to it since. So I can't remember all the buttons, but I'm sure I'll figure it out as time goes on. Okay, here we go. So this is how you pick things up. So this game was really cool in terms of kind of interactive environments. There we go. Popped her head. She's dead. I can't remember if these people floating up here are enemies or not. I don't think they are, so I probably shouldn't have thrown a chair at her and killed her, but it's a bit too late for that. So the coolest thing about this game was you can just pick up all these kind of objects within the environment. And like everything interacts with each other. Everything breaks and falls apart. Look at it. Everything breaks. Everything falls apart. One thing I will say about the Z Adaptive 3D here is it's making all this destruction look a little bit cooler. And it looks pretty cool already, but having a little bit of sense of scale and depth to where all these little bits of kind of debris are falling is actually really nice. Oh, what have I picked up? Yeah, not perfect. You know, I know some people. It does look actually really nice in VR. Just breaking this stuff apart. Oh, it's such a shame. It's such a shame it's not geometry. If it was geometry, it would be absolutely mental. Now, one thing to note is this game, I've got it running DirectX 12, and up until fairly recently, I think it was Red Dead. Whoa, that looks good. Vorpx didn't support DirectX 12. It does now, so you have that option. Now, you can play this game in DirectX 11 as well, so you have got the option there. I don't know if it would run better in 11 in terms of 3D. You still wouldn't have that. Oh, that looked good. That geometry profile, but it might run a little bit nicer. Now, one thing I'm noticing is in terms of distance, Z Adaptive doesn't do a great job of giving you a sense of distance. It's kind of fleshed everything out to a point, but if I throw that, I'm not kind of getting a sense of how far that's gone or how far away that little balcony is up there. So that's a shame. Oh no! Can't remember how to fly upwards. Oh, okay, that's my shield. What's my... Oh, my favourite ability. Okay, so you can just do like this punch thing, and it just breaks everything in your way. So that looks quite nice. All like the smoke effects and debris flying around. Again, not geometry, which is a shame. I think this would be almost impossible to render in Geometry 3D. Imagine having to render all of these individual bits of paper flying around and kind of where they are and all the bits of debris. I think it'd be incredibly taxing. So it might be a case of... Jesus! It might be a case of too much to ask to get this to run in Geometry. Let's go down to maintenance. Now, one thing I've noticed is selecting these options. Because I'm using Vorpx, the headset is kind of overriding the fact that I've got a controller. The game is completely playable with controller. That's how I'm playing it. But when I'm on sections like this and have to pick something in a menu, enter, it doesn't work. If I press start, doesn't work. It just kind of closes the option. I can move with the stick, but I can't select with any button. I have to click that with the mouse. It's just like a weird little niggle. It's not a big issue, but I think it just comes as part of Vorpx making the game think you're using keyboard and mouse, because the headset is acting as a mouse, but then you're also playing with the controller, so it creates a bit of a conflict. Not a big issue. I'm still playing the entire game with the controller. I just have to select things on menus with the mouse. Now, I'm using Edge Peak quite a bit because, as I said, there's no ability to change the HUD, which is a real shame. Where do I need to go? I can't see this information on the side of the screen. Black Rock Processing. Okay, that's this way. There we go. Just want to see if I can get into like a fight with some enemies, because genuinely, the combat is fantastic. When you've got guns blazing and... Hello? Have I immediately found a fight? Yeah, I have. Okay, the combat's really nice in VR. It's it pulls you into that over-the-shoulder view, so it's very easy. I'll take that, you shit. Very easy to kind of control. Control. Oh, yeah, okay. The combat portions work really nice in VR. Now, one thing I will say is the combat in this game is stunning, but it's best when you're very kind of able to be agile and jump around as much as you can. And this dodge, this kind of dash, is really disorientating in VR. It's probably the only thing that I'd say doesn't lend itself very well. When you dash off to the side, she still stays centered, but like it's so quick that it's a little disorientating in terms of where you end up. So if I was to use that to try and dodge out the way of a enemy, I probably wouldn't be able to control where I ended up very well. This game had such a good aesthetic. Just kind of really clean, nondescript, kind of almost medical office environments. Just kind of these horrible claustrophobic office blocks. Everything's kind of white and clean and marble and pristine. And then you get these weird kind of like sci-fi elements like that just there kind of spliced in. And it's fantastic. And you just spend the entire game just trashing and smashing these office blocks. I think if you worked an office job, this game would be exceptionally therapeutic. Because it's just, you're just trashing desks and PCs and office supplies. You'd probably have a great time if you were an office worker. You can tell when there's going to be a fight. There we go. Oh, level 3. Hello, sir. Right, throw that lamp at him. Oh no, Alexa's piped up. She always pipes up when I'm recording. Jesus Christ. See what I mean? Like in the fights, there's just a lot going on. There's like debris flying everywhere. Oh, he's got a good shield. A bit of a tank, but Hey, take that. Have a table to the face. I love throwing stuff at people in this game. Oh, hello, enemies. Once you've knocked an enemy down, you can pick them up and lob them at other enemies. Like that. Oh, shit. Right, he's dead. I can't remember how to heal. I think... Oh, no, you pick up... You regenerate health normally. There we go. Was he dead? Oh, he's dead. Yeah, these environments look really good in VR. As I say, it is a massive shame it's not geometry 3D. And I will say straight away that I think the best way to experience this game is definitely going to be flat screen. This is cool, but it's such a gorgeous game. The environments are so well realised, and it's great to be able to see them like this in VR. But I think they are best kind of experienced on that flat screen where you can kind of breathe it all in and really appreciate it, because you are quite close to the action here. Not so close that it's off-putting. It's about the same in VR as Resident Evil 4 was. I've got that kind of field of view. So it could be worse. It could be much tighter, but I still think that it's a great looking game. It's very cold, very clinical, but it is a great looking game, and I think experiencing it on a flat screen first, at least, is probably the best way to experience it. Then jump into VR and check it out, because honestly, the combat looks good in here. All this debris and these kind of flashes, and probably quite intense if you suffer from epilepsy, I must admit. Because when it really gets going, and you've got kind of gun muzzle flash and the explosions of things getting thrown around, and the enemies kind of secrete like a red kind of mist, and that kind of flashes as well. There's a lot going on. I'd probably be very careful playing this if you're epileptic and you're playing it in VR up close and personal. Completely playable in VR though. Besides the fact that it's probably better experienced. Oh, not in VR. Hello. Cheeky little buggers down here. Cannot break that window. Oh, I can. Whoa! Rocket launcher. Jesus. Hello, hello. Ah! Have an office chair to the face. And a bench. Oh, I missed him. Combat is so intense. Someone's got a bloody rocket launcher. Where are they? Look, do you want a chair? Have one. Oh god, this is good. Forgot how good this game is. Seriously, sleeper hit of last year, definitely. It wasn't picked up by enough people. I don't know if the... Ah, Christ! Oh, it's all gone a little bit mental. I cannot see anything. It's just explosions and flashbangs. Okay, yeah, definitely if you're epileptic, be careful. This game is... Jesus! Very intense. Up close. I would not recommend it. Oh, Christ. It does look very good, though. This is it's quite a cool experience. Is that it? Honestly, if you're a fan of Alan Wake, you kind of need to play this because it does tie into Alan Wake. Not in the ways you'd think. It's quite interesting, and there's a DLC which is coming out, which is looks like to be a full-blown crossover with Alan Wake, from what they've teased so far. So yeah, exciting times for Alan Wake fans, because me personally, I've been waiting for some new Alan Wake content for a very long time. American Nightmare was great, but yeah, it wasn't quite what I wanted. Yeah, what are these guys shooting at? Whoa, hello. Jeez. Yeah, this looks good in VR. Really nice. Really vibrant. It doesn't... Oh, hello. He's a big boy. Yeah, he's a big boy. Take that. Yeah, you can still use the traversal and all that kind of stuff in VR. It doesn't detract from it. The viewpoint isn't too up close and personal that it kind of wrecks that for you. Oh, it still works really well. The screen shake and the explosions are exceptionally intense. There we go. Take that. Oh, I hate these big balls of death. You can't beat these things if I remember rightly. Yeah, you just gotta run away. Oh, Thompson, hello. Take that. Oh, damn, this looks good. Come on, Thompson. It's your time. Bang. Oh, man. This environment looks really nice, but these things are really deadly. Woo! Right, get out of there. Yeah, just look at all those particles. Imagine if this was in Geometry 3D and all that stuff had depth and scale, and ooh, it would be very taxing. It would look amazing, but I just think it would be a little bit too full on. Alright, I'm going to kind of leave it there, guys. Control in VR is entirely playable. I would certainly say, definitely experience the game not in VR first, because it's a gorgeous game, and I'm missing the sides of the screen. I'm having to use Edge Peak to be able to see it all. And it's only when I turn Edge Peak on that I realise quite how much of the screen I'm losing by playing it in VR. It's quite a tight field of view. It's probably, I don't know, probably 10% on either side of me I've lost. I can't see any of that writing on the side that tells me my objectives, and then on the right there isn't anything, but I can't see any of that. So I would say experience this game first in full screen, normal, play it on your monitor, play it on your TV, because it's a great game. Great story, great action, and it genuinely is one of the best games I played last year. Just a shame not as many people picked it up as I would have liked. But then chuck it in VR because it's completely playable in VR. I can run around, I can find my objectives using Edge Peak. It has got 3D, but it's only Z adaptive and Z normal. So you get a little bit of a sense of scale and size, but you don't get that full kind of immersive geometry 3D, which is a little bit of a shame. But as I've said a few times, I think it would be very intensive to kind of get all of these interactive objects completely rendered in 3D and have them flying around and exploding all over the place. I think it would be mad. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Control, honestly, if you haven't played it, please just give it a look because it's one of the best games I played last year. Massively underrated. If you like Alan Wake, it ties in. So grab it if you're a fan of Alan Wake. And just give it a go. In VR, it looks stunning. I'm just looking at it on the monitor now, and I realise how much better it looks on the monitor. So definitely experience it on the monitor first. But try it in Vorpx because it is an experience. A lot of stuff flying around. It's very intense. And generally just really, really good. It works really well. The profile's good. Just a shame about the 3D. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like, leave me a comment and hit subscribe. And I will see you soon for another one. It will probably be Doom, but it might be The Witcher. Who knows? Take care of yourselves, guys. See you later. Goodbye.